I received a new cauldron today. Finally, my laboratory is complete. For days I have been gathering and drying ingredients in anticipation. What shall I mix first? I have a strong hunch about raven's feather and mandrake root, and they say you can never go wrong with a toad. But then what do they know? This is my laboratory, my research. Once I have published my theories, the others will be coming to me. I am determined to prove that I am the greatest mind that ever studied alchemy. So now I shall light my fire, for it is time to get to work. Knowledge, wealth, and fame can all be found in the murky depths of this cauldron.
In the world of alchemists, apprentices of alchemy attempt to deduce various elements' alchemical makeups. The master alchemist guides them, while also attempting to save face and salvage his own reputation in the community. If the chemists make any important discoveries, they'll try to publish their theories before anyone else. Before that, though, the master alchemist must train up his newest apprentice. Let's listen in to their meeting.
Ah, a new student. How delightful. I'm always glad to meet someone whose heart burns with the fire of science. Are you ready to uncover nature's mysteries? Ready to make discoveries that will earn respect and admiration? Well, my young friend, this is a long journey. It will require perseverance and a keen mind. Let's just begin simply by mixing a potion from ingredients we can find on a walk through the forest.
The apprentice gathers his cauldron, flasks, and various ingredients he was told to gather, all a bit nervous about the master's expectations. He appeared quite excited and jittery in his mannerisms.
See, here's a mushroom, and here is a toad. Now all you need is a fully equipped alchemical laboratory. Ready? Wonderful. Now, toss those ingredients into your cauldron and stir until the substance changes color.
The unsure apprentice mixes the mushroom and toad into the cauldron.
Congratulations on mixing your first potion. If you follow my instructions correctly, you've mixed a healing potion. How is it possible that two seemingly ordinary ingredients could combine to make something extraordinary? Well, it's time for you to learn a little theory.
The boy sits mesmerized, trying to take in the master's every word.
I shall reveal to you the true nature of scorpion and bird claw. Now, can you tell me what potion you will get if you combine the two? Why, the speed potion, of course. Mixing potions is easy once you know which alchemical corresponds to which ingredient. But we don't know. Isn't that wonderful? So many mysteries waiting to be solved, and so much grant money available for our research.
If you say so.
To be a successful alchemist, you need to keep an orderly notebook. You must track what you've learned, or you'll forget it. Each alchemical has exactly one alchemical that neutralizes it. When you combine a neutralizing pair, you'll get a potion that has no magical effects, although it does make a tasty soup.
The apprentice regrets not now packing a lunch for his first day.
Do not become discouraged if you mix a neutral potion. Your experiment has actually given you a lot of information. Now you just need to figure out how to use it. And now, my young alchemist, your fundamental training is complete. Well, complete enough. I have to get back to work. I wish you much success in all of your endeavors, and if you should ever happen to publish an important discovery, be sure to give proper credit to the alchemist who taught you everything you know. Go talk to the custodian before you go in. It's good to know someone who can let you into the lab early.
His first day is done. Not much makes sense, but if he's going to get further in this venture, it's time to buckle down. 2 weeks later, he sees another master alchemist while heading home. The master approaches him after hearing him muttering to himself about toads and bird claws.
But the craft of alchemy is about more than mixing potions. Alchemists seek knowledge, of course, but what they truly value is prestige. Making your mark in the world will not be easy. You need to publish before your colleagues do, expose the flaws in their theories, and get the powerful artifacts before they're all sold out. You see, you are not the only alchemist in town. Have you heard of the Alchemy Conference? It's always well attended, and by your master as well. Alchemists come from far and wide to exchange knowledge with their peers. Well, it's actually just a big brag fest, but the sandwiches are nice. Mostly alchemists try to impress each other, but once in a while it can be satisfying to demonstrate our skills to the masses.
With some new guidance, he occasionally spends some time doing favors for people around town to gain a reputation, but also to cash in favors later, of course. He hopes to impress his master at the big conference. Back at the lab the next morning, the apprentice continues training with the master. The master expects his apprentice early and to bring many ingredients with him. I brought these mushrooms I found, but couldn't find any toads or scorpions.
To find the ingredients that you want, sometimes you have to spend a little extra time in the forest. Be sure to bring a stout walking stick to ward off wolves, bears, and rival alchemists. If you meet the herbalist in town, she knows all the secret paths through the forest and can help you find the best ingredients.
Your faithful assistant is happy to run an errand so you can get a little more work done. What are we making today then?
I've discovered how to turn ingredients into gold. I'm happy to share some of the gold with you if you'll supply the ingredients. I'm too old to forage. That's what I have you for.
Truly though, he simply dislikes getting up early enough to beat the other foragers. Don't we have enough gold? I thought you said the Research Society granted you some gold pieces for your work.
Well, first I had to prove to them that I know something about their field. The research societies are keenly interested in certain ingredients and potions. If they're so willing to part with the gold, I'm happy to take it.
So you can afford to pay me now?
The gold pieces are intended to further the scientific cause. You should only spend money on expenses that the grant committee would approve of.
But you spent so much gold on these artifacts.
If anyone asks, you can just say it's an essential piece of laboratory equipment enabling cutting-edge research. Nothing says success like a shelf full of expensive hardware. If you spend a bit of time talking with the shopkeeper, you'll discover his prices are flexible. Now, why don't you take these and try and sell them to passersby in town? Oh, and don't forget to take with you copies of our money-back guarantee and terms of sale. Our customers expect the best. Selling potions is a good way to make a lot of money if you know what you're doing, or a little money if you think you can fake it.
How do I know which potions are which?
They are color-coded, but here, I'll label them for you while you're learning.
Insanity, poison, speed, paralysis. How do I know these work? Have you even tested these?
The town council has banned testing on animals because of issues arising from the winged pig outbreak. So now alchemists have to test their potions on people. Fortunately, the town has a good supply of alchemy students, and in the worst case, you can always try the potion on yourself.
So, students then?
A student will drink anything for science until he gets sick. Then he'll drink anything for science and 1 gold piece. Of course, drinking it yourself is the simplest way to find out what a potion does, but it does have some drawbacks. Take this for example. This is a potion of insanity. You don't remember drinking it, nor do you remember that you were doing naked cartwheels through the town square, but everyone else remembers.
I did that?
This is a potion of paralysis. It's hard to get up in the morning when you can't move your limbs. A speed potion for a swift attack, a splash of poison to eliminate an enemy. Adventurers need potions of all kinds, and they know where to buy them. Off you go then.
Wait, what else did you make me drink?
Oh, before you go, that reminds me. Take this.
The master alchemist encouraged the apprentice to try the liquid just forced in his hands.
For science!
He drinks it quickly just to get out of there.
Congratulations! You've just survived drinking poison. As a student, you've built up an immunity, but even so, you won't feel that great. You'll need to spend some time recovering. Take a nap, and then get out there and start selling.
Get your potions here. Cheapest potions in town. Special discount today for men with large axes. This amazing potion was made in an actual laboratory and is guaranteed to have no unwanted effects. I call it homeopathic medicine. While waiting for people to arrive, the apprentice takes a moment to read the papers the master sent him with. The money-back guarantee and terms of sale reads thusly. I, the undersigned adventurer, assert and affirm that I have been informed of the terms under which this potion is sold, that I agree to such terms, and that the terms are as follows. All money shall be paid in advance, and in the event that a known side effect accompanies the potion's declared effect. I will not ask for nor be entitled to any compensation whatsoever. Known side effects include, but are not limited to, drowsiness, dizziness, hallucinations, loss of consciousness, hyperactivity, insomnia, partial or entire paralysis, and temporary or permanent loss of vision, hearing, voice, or limbs, or even spontaneous growth of entirely new limbs, human or otherwise. No part of this guarantee shall be construed to guarantee that the potion will manifest its declared effect. Oh boy, what am I gonna do? A nearby merchant approaches and asks what the trouble is. The apprentice shows him his master's guarantee and explains he's concerned about selling the master's potions. He offers some free advice, seeing the boy's troubled look on his face. When you sell a potion, does it have to be exactly the one the adventurer wanted? Of course not. You're an alchemist, not a perfectionist. But to keep your arms from being lopped off, you do need to offer a money-back guarantee. If you have what they want, great. Just say, trust me, it's worth it. Or if you don't have what they want, offer something similar. Just tell them, this should be just as good. What if I know that the potion doesn't actually work? No problem. Give them a guarantee anyway. You could say, I can absolutely guarantee that this is something in a bottle. Most don't notice the subtlety. You can make a little bit of money selling bad potions, but word gets around. If your reputation gets too low, adventurers will be reluctant to buy from you. The higher you climb, the farther you can fall. When everyone believes you to be a terrible alchemist, it is difficult to lower their opinion of you. The apprentice heads back to the master's laboratory. A note is pinned to the door. It appears to be from the alchemist he met in town yesterday. It reads,
Dear colleague, if you're reading this letter, it's because my theory of Scorpion has been called into question. I I would like it noted that I was always certain about its blue and green aspects. The red aspects, however...
The apprentice gives the note to the master. Master, what's this note about?
Ha! He's trying to save face over one of his theories. I debunked the theory last week, and he's too proud to admit he couldn't find the true chemical makeup of the compound.
What do you mean?
You can publish a theory about an ingredient when you know it's alchemical, or when you think you know, or you're sure that no one else knows either. It's up to you to decide when to take the risk and publish early, or to wait until you're certain. He clearly wasn't certain.
I imagine you have a lot of proven theories then.
Of course! I've also endorsed quite a few.
Oh?
Well, sometimes one of your colleagues publishes your theory before you do. It is unfortunate that someone else will get accolades for discovering something obvious, but at least you can get some credit. Just endorse the theory.
Well, how much do you make publishing theories?
What? You thought your publisher would pay you? No, friend, this is academics. It is about your reputation, though, if you look confident enough, no one realizes you may be wrong. Of course, any theory bearing an alchemist's official seal is assumed to be the correct theory, but some theories are more correct than others. I intend to show off my published theories at the upcoming Alchemist Conference.
Master, how should we prepare for the conference?
You won't even have time to make breakfast. Instead, you should buy fresh rolls from the baker and eat them on your way through town. When deadlines are approaching, we need to get things done quickly. In that case, forget ingredients, forget favors, just a quick breakfast and get right to work. We've got theories to publish.
The apprentice hopes he has enough time to get his own theory published before the conference. No one enjoys the embarrassment of arriving at the conference with nothing to brag about. There's always a rush at the publisher's office when conference papers are due. If he can, perhaps his slowly developed theory will prove more accurate than his master's many ambiguous ones. The best reputation can be worth more than gold. The apprentice may have his chance to become the master. All will be proven in Alchemists.